everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is currently 12:19, well 12:52 actually, and instead of being in bed, I am sitting out here chatting with you all. One, because I'm not tired, and two, because I felt like this was the only time of day where I could record without interruptions from my son. Surprisingly, I didn't have coffee or any nap. This is water. And I had a semi-productive day. Well, I would say pretty productive. I did 3 hours of studying, and I started working on scripting my podcast and everything. And so now here we are at the end of the day. I've already done dishes and everything, and I still have energy. So I was like, why not create a video, especially because I haven't created content recently. I was trying to think of video ideas last minute, and it was not going well. All the videos that Chatty was giving me were boring, and I guess that's why I shouldn't use AI in the first place. For the simple fact that, like, I didn't want to talk about any of those things. I started a new challenge. And I created, where is it? I created a goal planner in the back of one of my bullet journals. Yep, it's this one. And I just got done doing morning pages, even though, like I said, it's 12 a.m. Journaling is journaling to me, personally. Let me go in, actually. I think I drank 1 bottle of water. But I guess we can talk about the new challenge that I've started. To answer the question, I am about 56 days into 90 days to become her. I am on day 13 of the 75 Ray, day 18 or 19 of 75 booked. And then there's obviously this challenge, which I just finished day 2 of. So this is a 3 months to change your life challenge. And I don't know if I ever posted the video yet, but like the first half of this journal, so it's a dot grid journal, and it's 366 pages. The first half of the journal is my morning pages. So as you can see, like gratitude, all those sort of things. And then the second half, starting like right here, this is where the index is for my goal planner, because I didn't have money for another journal, and I was like, why waste the back of these pages? So I started doing my goals here. Like, this is my 30 before 30 list. This is my goals up here. And then this is my 26 and 26 goals. Quarter 3 reflections. A bunch of blank pages that will get used. And then this is where I'm tracking things like having read 12 self-help books and 12 certifications. But let me go to what I really wanted to talk to you all about, which is the challenge. I set this up as a bullet journal, and this is my first time doing this, so it's literally not going to be aesthetic. I picked 5 goals for each area of life, and then I just set up not even weekly, daily. So this is week 1. Again, very unaesthetic, very functional, because that's the type of person I am. That's water. I just already had like blue there, so I didn't want to put blue there, though in hindsight I could have. That's how much water I'm drinking. I made it red. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But once I started, I stuck with it. So for physical, the things that I track are my steps, my weight, whether or not I ate 3 meals, whether I worked out or not, and then my water intake. For mental, I'm tracking whether I did my gratitude, whether I listened to a prayer, I listened to affirmations, just anything that I'm doing for my mental health that day. For career, that's things like recording or planning the podcast. Anything that furthers my career. For personal, it's things like listening to a sermon, doing homework, completing a day of the challenge, just personal and self-care things. For the hobbies, this is where I write the books that I finished, any podcasts I listen to, updating my reading journal. And then for motherhood, reading to my son, how many times I potty trained him, whether he watched Miss Rachel or just like what he did that day. And then so it was just Sunday, and as you can see, I only drank 1 bottle of water, and everything is a little bit messier, but that's okay because it's real life. So we are going to be going in and filling this in. Steps I can't check because I'm recording. I can put in that I ate 3 meals. Number 5 would usually be worked out. So for mental, we had that I started the morning listening to Pandora, and I didn't check my phone until 12:30. I listened to affirmations, I listened to prayer, but didn't. So I'm putting I read but didn't finish the book, because technically I finished the book at 12 something. I listened to 1 podcast. Had time even with starting the day positively. So I'm just putting that I had a hard time regulating my mood, even though I started the day positively. Let's see, so recorded my study with me. What else did I do career related? Started scripting the podcast. And I started business planning. Coaching programs. For motherhood, he watched Miss Rachel. So for the things that I'm putting on the bullets over here, those are the good things. The things that didn't go well are going to be or that I forgot to do are gonna go in the notes section. So I'm putting just stuff about my son today. Like, we didn't really have a good day. He spent too long on screens today, and I was just emotionally not having the best day, which is why he spent longer on screens than he should have. For physical, I'm gonna add still had energy at 1 a.m. after not taking a nap and only drinking water all day, because that's interesting. And I think it relates to my physical health. So for personal, I really hate the way that so I scratched something out there, and it was because it was for motherhood that I read to my son two books today. But I thought, because the day before I had motherhood right here, I thought that it was motherhood. But when I was studying this up, I switched everything every day, and I should have paid more attention. So now it's kind of crappy. But I have that I responded to my classmate, did 3 hours of studying. My personal goals are to complete the 75 rate challenge, take myself on intentional solo dates, celebrate myself and my progress, keep my GPA up, and create a meaningful connection. So, personal, I responded to my classmate, did 3 hours of studying for homework. What else did I do that I could check off? I didn't create meaningful connection. In fact, I probably severed a connection today. But I spent time on phone with Sissy today, which whenever I talk to my sister, it's on my goal list to strengthen that relationship. So I feel like when we have phone calls throughout the week, that's obviously doing that, because we're usually just checking in with each other. For hobbies, all I did was listen to one podcast and read. And then I watched Young Sheldon, but that wasn't part of my hobbies. Did I listen to I already put that. So the goals for my hobbies are to finish reading 100 books, complete one of my current journals, start a creative bullet journal, start a reading journal, and listen to a podcast. For mom life, it is to schedule and complete all my son's doctor's appointments, work on getting him potty trained, have intentional one-on-one connection time with him, have one weekly outing each week, and document more of his little moments. For career, it's posting, recording, launching things for my business, making progress on launching the journal. For mental health, it's things like getting into therapy, journaling, practicing gratitude, completing reading a physical book, and having an intentional self-care day each month. I guess that's all I did. Yeah. So now we're gonna go on to day 3, which is Monday, obviously, which is technically today. Mental. Let me make sure I'm putting things in the right place. So for okay, sorry about that. Lost storage, had to fix that really quick. So like I was saying, we are working on today, Monday, even though it's 12 a.m. So where does morning pages go? I think morning pages, I'm still learning because I obviously just started this yesterday. So for hobbies, I'm gonna put finished reading one book at 12 a.m. That way it's different than if I finish reading another book later in the day. I'm trying to decide, you know what? Since our personal isn't very full for yesterday, we're just gonna put did nightly pages as personal for Sunday, because I dated it as Sunday since I started it at like 11:59, so I can't mark it off for Monday. Plus it wouldn't make sense to mark it off for Monday, because then I would have nightly pages and morning pages for the 27th, which wouldn't make sense. So yeah, and there's pretty much not much else I have done yet, obviously, because it's 12 a.m. But I am gonna put career would be recorded bullet journal, obviously the video I'm creating now. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I just said recorded bullet journal video. So now we have some things filled out, but still not very much. Obviously, personal doesn't have anything, motherhood doesn't have anything, and mental doesn't have anything, because there's nothing to put yet. I did want to show you all. So this week will end on the Friday, July 31st, which I love because it's the end of the month. And then I just decided to put a quote page after each week. This one says, identity. Sorry, can't read backwards. Identity is built, not something you're born with. It was something I heard from a book and I really liked it. And then this is gonna be my week 1 recap, and then week 2 is a different color scheme. It's like that maroon and like grayish blue color. I really like this color scheme a lot more. I'm definitely gonna do that maroon again, and that's this color right here. So cute. But I only had enough space in this journal for weeks 1 and 2, so obviously this is going to be a 12-week challenge. Technically I could probably fit week 3 in here, and I actually might have to, just to continue tracking everything. So you know what, let us do that right now. You're not going to be able to see too close because my phone is propped up on the laptop. But actually, I just moved things so you all can see a lot better. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but yeah, let's do it. So I'm just trying to find the page. So that week ended on Friday, August 6th. So the new week would start on Saturday, oh wait, that was August 7th, so yeah, Saturday, August 8th, and that would be day 15. Yep. And then let's do pink and orange. We'll start off with pink. This pink is so cute. I was using it earlier for my notes and I was just in love with it. I was using it kind of more like a highlighter, and I don't know, just completely in love. I don't even know if you all can still even see really well what I'm doing. I tried to push the camera back a bit. Let me see. That's what I did. Yeah. The couch is like my workspace. Sometimes it's the computer. Sometimes it's the kitchen table. So I have my books here. And everything. Obviously those are my kids' wipes, but anyways, I was just saying. And then this is my happy planner. I could actually start using this, so we might do that in another video, but we always want to put physical first. So we're going to put physical, mental, hobbies, career. I want to put motherhood over here so that I remember, and then personal, and then notes. Ooh, this is so cute. So that is what I'm doing. That is that first day. Ooh, I was supposed to put that it was week 3. So let's do that, because I do want to know what week it is. I'm just gonna put it over. Maybe that doesn't look the cutest, but oh well. So I just put week 3 like that over the Saturday. I can still read it, which is all that matters. Again, I am new to bullet journaling, so my stuff is not going to be artistic at all, and it's not going to be aesthetic, because I am still learning what I'm doing. And I'm also kind of not trying to be like everyone else. I am trying to do what I know is going to work for me and my lifestyle. So a typical bullet journal that has daily and weekly spreads, as well as a monthly spread, wouldn't work for me. I just don't need all that. I have Hobonichis, I have my happy planner, I have so many different other planners that have the weekly and monthly layout, and I just don't need that, especially because it's summer right now and I am a tutor, so I'm pretty much out of work until school starts back, and so there's no point in me having a weekly spread right now, because I'm not planning my days, and a monthly spread, again, there's not much happening, and when there is, I just use my Hobonichi. So this is the opposite. I just started with orange versus pink, and then I'm just gonna keep alternating. But yeah, so that is why the thing that I found that I was missing and that I enjoy most, oh gosh, is daily spreads. Like in my Hobonichi, the daily spreads get the most use, and I find that same thing with like all my planners. I'm a daily spread girl. So I was on TikTok earlier and I was seeing that people were talking about the Aura Estelle. They're switching from the Hobonichi to the Aura Estelle, and I had thought about doing that. Not switching, because I'm new to Hobonichi as well. I just got into the planner space in April, and so I'm still very new to everything, and I love my Hobonichi cousin. I love the daily layout, but I don't really use the weekly or monthly spreads like I was saying. So her video was saying that she basically doesn't use it either because she doesn't like to have to flip back and forth. And I guess I don't mind, because when I'm setting doctor's appointments and stuff like that, I do it, and I already have done it, so it's not too much of a problem. Like I said, I just would like more daily space. So I think that's why I would do that. But I also, later this year and definitely next year, I'm wanting to get more into bullet journaling. I'm really trying to find myself within the planner and journal community and figure out what I like the most. I am definitely more of a book-bound girl, so I love these sort of book-bound bullet journals, of course. And this is just a $10 one from Amazon, because I know people care about 160 GSM. This is 100 GSM, but because I literally use it for writing and like very functional use and not so much stickers and heavy stuff like that yet, it works really well for my needs. And so yeah, I bought a Happy Planner. I have a HP Classic and I love it, but I'm just not a disc-bound girly. I have a Coffin Paper A5 disc-bound journal too, and while I was using it because that was all I had at the time, I have not used it since, and I don't know if it's because I maybe need to refresh it and like tailor it to my needs, or if I'm just not a disc-bound girly. And I think it's a mixture of both. I just like disc-bound has its, you know, qualities or whatever, like its benefits, but I just love a book-bound journal because I am someone who writes a lot, has a lot of ideas, and wants my stuff to be enclosed together. I found that my Happy Planner was too easy for my son. My son is 3, so it was easy for him to rip pages out and just not have my things all together, which can still happen and does still happen with these journals. Like I woke up and I had to tape some pages back into my Hobonichi. I have the Hobonichi cousin, and I actually have 2 of them, but it's not that big of a deal as it is with disc-bound. And so that said, I'm trying to find my way, like I said. This is the Wednesday, so we're up to day 19. and I think we're gonna be able to do 2 more. But yeah, so that is, what was I saying? Yeah, so that's why I don't really like the disc bound. And then when it comes to the Hobonichis, nothing wrong with it. I kind of already explained the issue I do have with it. I use these the most. So this is probably like, I love its affordability and the fact that it's functional for everyday use. And now that I have discovered bullet journaling and like gone down that rabbit hole, I can have the front of the journal for whatever I need and then the back for bullet journaling. Just because I don't have that much to do in terms of bullet journaling yet, but I am going to, like, from watching videos and getting inspiration, I am going to get some T. Fossey journals maybe in August when I go back to work and get like consistent income again. And I want to get like a few Archer and Olive and Notebook Therapy journals. But I also thought about doing some of the pre-made dot grid journals, like the ones from like the Mingo Studio and other people like that, so that the artwork is already done and I just get to go in and I get to color it and really make it my own. The only problem I have with that is, like I said, I don't have much of a need for weekly spreads in the way that they do them, because they keep the days to small or horizontal or vertical boxes, and I just need more space in my day than that. I need a spread just for my day. And I'm finding that while I started with this layout, I was like, I kind of probably could have used 2 spreads for my day, because my note section and everything is looking kind of crammed. But again, this was me starting from 0, not really knowing what I was doing. So I think I did pretty good given what I know. So anyways, we just created the second week, or the third week. I'm just gonna do a flip through. I'm trying to, I don't have a tripod, so I have to do the best. Oh, you can see that really well actually. That was day 1 of week 2. This is day 2. As you can see, I just switched from pink, starting with pink, to starting with orange, then pink again, and so on. And then this is where a quote would go, and on this side I am going to put week 3 recap. And then I just use the brush tip to write that. Very simply. And that's the last page of this journal. So I can get through about week 3. August 14th, before I need to figure something else out in terms of a new journal. And honestly, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Hopefully I'll have some sort of income. I do just have a sticky note here I know it's not like the most aesthetic, but I'm using it as a tab to easily go to that day. Well, no, actually not the day, but the day after. So like today is Monday, the tab is on the Tuesday so that I can flip that way, because I'm writing on this page, so I need the tab on that page. But anyways, like I said, the first part of the journal is for like, well, even this I guess is school. So maybe I put it into 3 parts. I don't know how you see it. And this is what I mean, like I need a journal. I don't care so much about 160 GSM paper, because look at, like, the paper is gonna get used either, it's gonna get used either way. So yeah, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you all for watching. I know this was an interesting or different one, I should say, but if you made it to the end, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.